Alright, give me a mic check here.
Alright, mic check.
Alright, I believe we are good. Welcome in everybody, good morning. This is probably the earliest we have ever streamed. I am Mr. Grinchman along with ACP, and we are back with Danganronpa, another Despair Academy. Last night we started Trial 2 and we had no idea it would take as long as it did. We were going for about 4.5 hours and still didn't get to the end. A lot happened during the trial so far. Akane was being very suspicious and stalling us for a long time, which was very frustrating. We pieced together, I'm having trouble describing all that we did because there was so much that happened. We pieced together that there were 3 people involved in the crime, in the murder of Kizuna. That being Kizuna herself, Akane, and the culprit who we have not determined. Before the end of the trial, we established that Akane was the one who had a meeting with Tamori and was the first one who stabbed her, presumably in the stomach. We still don't know why, but we did find out that Kizuna had found a secret in the trash that was our secret, revealing that we may have some idea of who the mastermind of this whole situation is. Now, we have no idea whose secret that was, or who got that secret, excuse me. And that's where we left off. We still don't know exactly who set the wire trap yet, or what the purpose was for setting the wire trap. But we've kind of covered everything else, and we're still don't know who the actual culprit is. I hope that's a good enough summary. You think of anything I missed, ACP?
I don't know.
Well, I guess we're just going to get underway. Hopefully this won't be too long of a stream. We're just trying to get through the rest of Chapter 2 here. So, let's get into it. Huh?
Maeda, is it true?
No, I'm just a normal student.
You're not lying right now? You're not actually playing with us while you know about them, do you? Stop it. Now's not the time to reproach each other. Yeah, the message is surprising, but it is urgent to hear what Taira's testimony. Taira, resume at once.
Okay. I can't trust Yukun as long as I see that. So was she actually trying to kill us? Was that the plan?
Sounds like it. We'll see.
It's not just that. Knowing the mastermind, they might play and use, huh? They might play with, use, and try
Play
to
with us.
Okay,
Yeah.
play with us. Okay. They might try to play with us and try to kill us later. No, Maeda wouldn't do that. False. You don't know people just by looking at them. Mitsuhiro-kun did the same. Remember? Then what do you want to do? Even if you tell the others. No, that's not the case. Huh? Then... Oh, so she did want to kill us.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I regret hanging out with you now at the end of that whole thing. We can kill him with our hands. What? The reason I called you is actually this. Aren't you close to Yukun? Wouldn't you be able to take him out? Oh, so she wanted Akane to kill us? Or lure us into some kind of trap, I guess.
Yeah.
You know what you're talking about? Listen, I have a good idea. If you can only help me... Otherwise, how can I kill Yukun? without being noticed by someone. First of all, I brought the preparations, the fuse, the lighter, and finally is a knife. Once you pick up Yuki-kun and call him somewhere, I'll stab him with the knife. I'm not talking about that. I asked if you were serious. If you kill, you'll die in a trial. That's when a killer is stupidly caught. Did you forget the only way to get out from here is to murder someone? So first help me. If my murder is successful, I'll help you. What do you think? Let's get out together. Okay, that's really... okay. If Akane actually fell for that, believing she could actually escape with her, that's really stupid of her. Because Monokuma clearly said in the last trial, accomplices have no benefit, they don't get to escape.
Yeah.
And he clearly stated that anyone else who was not the culprit, if they got away with the murder, would be killed.
Yeah.
So if Akane actually fell for that, that would be really stupid of her. Which doesn't look like she did if she stabbed Kizuna instead.
Yeah.
Are you crazy? Why do I want to murder? What? Don't you want to get out of here? I want to get out, but doing that at the expense of another's life... Then that's it then. I'm the only one who wants to go outside more than anyone else here. I'm not a human being who will rot in this place. Why should I? A bright future awaits me once I get out of this place. Actually...
Well, ironically, rotting in that place is exactly what she ended up doing.
Yeah, you're not wrong, buddy. Actually, I got everything ready after those 2 days from the previous class trial. I also brought the tools early today. Okay, so it was her that did get the tools from the from the store, which we kind of knew that, but we kind of confirmed that. See, this is the one thing I'm actually pretty proud of. I said from the beginning that she was more involved than we thought.
Yeah.
I'm actually pretty proud of that. See, I have some decent ideas. Alright. I'm gonna kill this traitor. Wouldn't be less guilty to kill a bad guy, right? You better think and join me here. What are you saying? Being prepared to for murder since the second day? Then you didn't open up to us. Huh? Oh my god, this stupid bitch. Of course I was acting. Oh, so you were right about that too. Okay. Do you think I was gonna go and fall for that crappy event? I can't. Alright, so just do what I tell you. Know that you are lucky that I chose you. Please bring Yuki-kun here by tomorrow morning. No, I hate it. Why should I help murder? And I can't believe that Maeda-kun is an evil person. It's obviously Monokuma's lie. Anyway, I'm not gonna help you. And Kizuna-chan, please wake up and don't do this. If you were with us, I'm sure we can find a... Excuse me. I'm sure we can find a way. Okay, you... What? Well, I didn't expect you to cooperate from the start with the murder. Because you didn't. Oh, was she gonna turn on her and kill her instead? I have to change the target as planned. Oh, okay. What are you... Oh. Oh, she did go for her. That's a really scary image right there. I will say that despite some of the text, the translation errors, the art in these little pictures has actually been pretty good.
Yeah.
Hey, Kizuna-chan? You dodged it. Why are you doing this? Kizuna-chan! Why are you asking? I'm trying to kill you!
Very, to the point.
Yeah. Kizuna-chan? You already knew I was gonna kill, remember? I can't keep you alive! Yeah, I guess not. She would just tell everybody that Kizuna-chan was gonna... or Kizuna was gonna kill someone.
Yeah.
It's a pity that you can't kill Yuki Maeda, but it doesn't matter if you can't get out of here. Yeah, someone save me! So how did she turn it around on her?
Is that true? So Mori tried to kill Akane first?
Even so, before the motives came out, she just made up her mind to kill someone, and all the appearances she showed were an act.
I mean, that's high school cheerleaders for you. Yeah, at least a lot of them. Not everybody. I'm not going to say every cheerleader's like that, but I guess most popular cheerleaders are really good at doing that. Like, just
On that.
yeah, Tomori Kazuna was that kind of person.
So, you felt in danger of your own life and attacked Tomori in self-defense.
Oh no, that's not right. Listen, I didn't really intend to stab Tomori in self-defense or any of the sort. Then why'd you stab her?
And why did you...
Well, if it wasn't in self-defense, then I guess she obviously intended just to kill her. I mean, why else would you stab her if it wasn't in self-defense? I'm not sure. I don't know yet. Tomori ran to kill you. What happened after that? I noticed that Kazuna-chan was serious and I was too scared. I tried to run for it. Then I was pushed down by Kazuna and fell over. As I tried to resist somehow, and the flashlights we were holding broke each other.
That was when the two broken flashlights were broken in the switchium.
I couldn't see anything because the flashlight broke. And I was right next to Kazuna-chan with the knife. I was really scared and tried to resist with my whole body. Honestly, I think it was pure luck that I didn't get hit by the knife. But by the way, suddenly Kazuna-chan at one point became really quiet. That's why I took my chance to get out of the switchium.
You got out?
Wait, what? Okay, this is really confusing me now, like... If she didn't stab her the first time, then... Well, that contradicts what we already established, though. I don't know, I'm still kind of confused here. Am I being stupid here? I'm still kind of confused.
I don't know.
Because I thought we established last time that that Akane was the one who stabbed her the first time. Unless we just haven't gotten to that point yet where she stabbed her, but... Okay. You stabbed Kimori Tazuna while resisting without knowing it? What would she have stabbed her with? The broken flashlight? No, there would have been blood on it. And what would she have stabbed her with? Okay, then what did she stab her with if she didn't know?
When I looked at my hands in a bright place...
That's me, I think. Sorry.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, when I looked at my hands in a bright place, I see a lot of blood. There's a lot of red on my clothes. I got into panic, didn't look behind me. I got out of the power room and ran up to the bathroom. And wiped the blood.
That's what happened?
What did she stab her with? We haven't established that. I was wiping it out with water until the smell of blood was washed away, but then the announcement came out. I thought Kazuna-chan was the one who I stabbed, was found, so my vision became white. So I guess she really did think she had killed her.
Yeah.
I still am confused as to what she stabbed her with. If Kazuna had the knife, and obviously Akane didn't get it from her, then what did she stab her with? Am I just missing something? Or is it not important?
Oh.
After that, when I went to the power room, there was a fire for some reason, and the switching was all messed up. Okay, so neither of them set the fire. It was whoever the third person was.
Yeah.
They said that whoever that was set the fire, put the blew up the wall, or well, you know what I'm saying, blew up the wall, and set the wire trap. It was somebody else. What are you thinking, buddy?
Interesting. I'm trying to think who would have the motive to follow up on all this, and who even knew about it.
Yeah, good.
Obviously, the third person came in on a stabbed and bleeding Kazuna.
Who obviously wasn't dead yet.
Yeah. But felt like they should finish it off so they could get out without being caught.
Yeah. I don't know who would have done that. Because this is in that blank period of time you were talking about last time. I don't know who would have the motive to do that, or who even would have been up there.
Yeah.
Well, we know that Ayame was up there, but we don't know who else was even up on the second floor at the time, or who even would have had to go in the power room.
Yeah. Other than yourself, it was someone else who touched the scene of the crime. You think it was you who killed her?
That's not it. What happened was... You are so contradictory in this trial, Akane. Like,
Yeah.
that's actually getting really frustrating. That's how the events are connected. This is all I know about the case. I never meant to stab Kazuna-chan with evil intentions.
Whether the reason good or bad. Once you look at the results, they are Taira Akane stabbed Tomori Kazuna. This is a fact.
Fact,
You cannot
Sorry.
change its meaning for whatever reason you might say.
But you said I wasn't the culprit.
Yes. You just stabbed her, like I said. There's another killer who caused the fire and the final blow. If the trial settles safely, it'll be the real criminal, not you, who's going to be executed. So, your sins will be laid aside after the trial is over. Don't think you'll just get over it.
This is kind of what I was talking about one time, of like having an interesting thing of like having a killer like be alive after the trial. But like, you sort of get what I'm saying? Like, even though she didn't actually kill her, like, it was obviously Kazuna was going to die anyway.
Yeah.
Even if someone didn't step in. So, I mean, this is sort of what I was talking about.
Now wait a second, it still was an accident, wasn't it? Besides, if Tomori hadn't been stabbed, then Taira would have died.
That's right. Don't be too forceful with them. Taira herself is more distressed than anyone else.
I don't know. I still think there's something that we don't know about her. I don't know.
I'm sorry.
Hey, second to the fact it was a crime or forced assault, the trial isn't over yet, right? Now that we know the case, we need to find the culprit, so let's get excited. Let's not get excited just yet, children.
Fine. Let's talk about this later, because the trial is the most important thing now.
What haven't we gone over in the bullets? Like, I think we've pretty much talked about everything. I'm trying to think of what else that we can even talk about. I don't know.
Kane, don't blame yourself too much.
Well, I'm blaming you for making this trial take forever.
Yeah. Because in the end, you survived. For the most part, I think it's the best outcome that Akane lived. Isn't it important to be alive?
I don't know. Ayama-chan. Thank you. I'm gonna be pissed at you later in this game, Akane.
Now then, let's organize the case based on Taira's words. Nomori tried to plan a killing a few days ago. Then she called Taira to the Switchium to plan her crime with her and tried to kill Taira in the process. But her plan failed. She died. This is the whole story of the case.
Hey, you stay still. There's a bit of mental ferocity in here.
Now, let's do a summary. First, the number of people involved in this case are 3.
Wait a minute. I just realized. If Akane, if what she's saying is true and she left right away, then it must have been the culprit who wrote the message.
Mm-hmm.
But how would she have known to say the maid? Unless that X is something else that we don't know what it is.
Yeah.
Unless she was literally just I don't know. I don't know. Like, what was the point of that? Still confusing me.
Now then, let's do a little summary. First, the number of people involved in this case are 3. One is the victim, Kizuna Tomori. The next person is a criminal who has not been identified yet. And the last one is a third party, Taira Akane. Tomori, who wanted to leave here as soon as possible, planned a murder. Before even the motives came out.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel like that was definitely one of the big pieces we, couldn't have learned about until now.
Yeah, that she'd already planned it before the motive.
Yeah. Although, I feel like that was kind of obvious because someone was planning something because we knew that she took the stuff right after the first trial. So obviously there was some kind of plan going on.
Yeah.
I feel like we kind of...
Well, yeah, I guess when
idea
Teruya
there.
said that stuff was missing
Mhm.
a few days ago, yeah, I guess you're right. I guess we just didn't really think
Yeah.
about that.
Yeah.
Like that it was happening as soon as it was.
Mm-hmm. So we knew that clue. But it seems like after the motives came out, it gave her a specific target to aim for.
Yeah, even though her secret that she got wasn't ours, she found it
Mm-hmm.
because whoever else had it threw it away.
Yeah.
I wonder who had ours in the first place.
I don't know. I don't think we'll ever know. That'd be ironic if it was Akane.
Yeah, if Akane didn't look at it, yeah.
Yeah. Her rebellion was just an excuse for Tamori, and for the first time, she attempted to make Taira join forces in this crime.
If Tamori worked with someone, it would have been easy for her to escape. But Taira refused as expected, so she tried to get rid of Taira, the one who heard her plans and leave no traces behind.
However, the attack missed, and in return there was an accident where the knife ended up stabbing Tamori while tangled up in the dark.
So are we just assuming that somehow when they were fighting in the dark after the flashlights broke, Akane somehow, in that struggle, like, was able to aim the knife that Tamori was holding back into her? I don't know how much I really buy that was possible.
It sounds more like Kizuna might have accidentally stabbed herself with the knife in the dark. Is how I'm interpreting it.
I don't know how you would do that though. Like, I think just even holding the knife,
I
you would
mean,
know what direction it was pointing.
I mean, she was mostly probably just swinging wildly in a fit of rage. So at that point, she probably wasn't being careful enough to, especially if she was kind of stabbing downward in an arc.
Yeah.
If you overdo it, I could definitely see how you could stab yourself
Yeah, I guess so.
in the lower abdomen or the leg accidentally.
Yeah, I guess so. I can see that.
Yeah, I mean, people have done that, like, accidentally, like, hitting themselves with axes and stuff while, like, chopping firewood
Yeah.
and stuff. I could see how you could do that in the dark.
Could you imagine if, like, you were chopping with an axe and, like, you missed and hit too low and, like, it came back up into you? Like, that would be... Oh, that'd be like... Oh, dude, that'd be painful.
Yeah.
Ouch.
Taira was surprised that she stabbed her. And then she ran to the bathroom. But when she heard the announcement that the body was found, she went back to the power room. And there were things like the fire that she hadn't even done, so Akane was confused at the time. Yeah, that would be very confusing.
Yeah.
So then, in the end, the killer made use of Tara's talent and put the blame on her in order to make us vote for her?
Yeah,
Whoever it was either knew, like, must have just been, like, hanging around, right?
Yeah.
Because they knew exactly who had done it and where they were going.
Yeah. So, but who could that have been, though?
Yeah.
Yeah, there were 3 people involved in this case. So the case was so complicated as it is. By the way, no matter what happened this far, this would mean that she's not the culprit of the case, right? But then, who is the real culprit?
That's what we're trying. So we got to figure out now. I still don't know.
The true culprit. The true culprit's identity. Hieronymy isn't it? Did you figure out something? Or what is it?
Oh, yeah.
Nope. It's just amazing that Kurakawa is just very active in participating in the conversation.
Are you serious?
Okay. Now we're getting into the meat and potatoes here.
I have to say, there are already hints about the real culprit.
Okay. Like what?
What? Who is it? Really? Who is it? In general, there's no one who does not have a noticeable alibi other than Taira. In other words, it is possible for anyone to commit the crime. There's only one of us who has led all the situations to their advantage.
Who was it?
Yes, and very precisely, I may add.
I mean, yeah, you're right. Like you said, like there was very someone had to have been there. That's the only way it could be as precise as it was. Someone who had to have just been there and saw it, or at least have seen the aftermath of it.
Mm-hmm. Is there someone like that? Who on earth?
Yeah, who?
Surely it's not Tira. There's someone who has taken advantage of the circumstances of the case with too ridiculous timing. It could be simply coincidence at first glance. Think about it. The fire was not caused by Taira, then obviously the real culprit set the fire.
Yeah, we established that.
Yeah. But don't you think there's something amiss? When you leave a fire, the corpse would need to be burned, and you don't know when it could be found.
What is the point of that? I mean, I'm trying to think what the point of that statement is. I mean,
Mm,
we know the point of the fire wasn't to burn the corpse at all.
yeah.
It was to break the window.
Well, we don't even know it was to break the window. The
Okay, maybe
window
not.
did break, but that might have just been an accident of the fire.
Maybe so.
Because it's obviously the fire was started in order to lead people to the body,
Okay, yeah, maybe you're right.
right? So they wanted them to find the body. They wanted them to see the quote dying message, and they wanted them to pick Akane.
Okay.
So it was all carefully constructed to get as many people there as possible without actually doing any real damage to anything.
Okay.
Hmm.
But Hatano actually found it.
Yes, Hatano found it. Well, if that's the case, the wire matters too. Even if you install a wire trap as bait for a burnt flashlight in the corner.
I think we can establish that it wasn't Ayame because if she set the wire, there's no way she would have intentionally tripped on the wire and injured herself like that.
Yeah,
Especially if, like, with her livelihood of being a sprinter, there's no way she would have done that to herself.
yeah. I don't know, would you risk walking on crutches for the rest of your life or being stuck in a murder school for the rest of your life?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know, dude. That's a tough question. It still doesn't seem
Uh,
like she would risk doing that.
yeah. I mean, the average person's self-preservation instincts would probably not intentionally cut yourself in the leg
At least
or
not that badly.
sever a tendon
Yeah.
on purpose. That'd be pretty tough to do.
Yeah, I don't think it was her.
Yeah.
So that eliminates two, but that leaves
Mhm.
everyone else.
Yeah. Hmm.
Okay.
There is a possibility that no one will find it, and it could end up just being there, right? But it didn't because, huh? Isn't there something a little weird? What does the sighting between the fire and the wire have in common?
What does the sighting between the wire and the fire have in common?
Are they suggesting what I think they're suggesting?
What do you think?
It seems like he's suggesting that it was Ayame. Because she's the one who found both.
Maybe so.
But
Maybe
we just talked about how that would be unlikely, but
not
in a
impossible.
world like this, it's not impossible. The impossible is the more unlikely, the more likely, actually, in these kind of cases.
Yeah, maybe so. I mean,
All right, let's see.
but I mean, Ayame didn't find the wire where she tripped on it, but maybe you're right. I don't
Mhm.
know.
Yeah. If you think about it, you'll see the answer.
Hmm. Person who led all the situations to their own advantage. The person who led the case so they could solve it on their own accord. That only person in doubt. Only one person in doubt. They're strong enough to instigate most of the incident. First time they noticed the fire in the wire trap. No, why do I have to stop? No, why I have to stop thinking about that? The main thing they did is this job. The main thing is that they did this job. Okay. If we don't find out the truth, then we all die. Is this where we pick?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You might be right, huh?
Yeah.
Huh.
All signs point to Ayame here.
I guess you're right. I mean, logically, I suppose you are correct. I'm trying to think if there's any other thing that we could pick. But I mean, I'm just running through everybody. I'm just running through my mind of everybody right now. Of everyone else. Hmm. Hmm. I'm just... Give me a second. I'm just like running through my mind real quick at this. Hmm. Okay. Yeah, I think that's just what we're gonna go with.
Yeah.
Okay. Bada bing. Bada bing. Okay, we're going with that.
犯人は君だ。
As Kinjo says, there was only one person who only could move the situation to their advantage. That person is Hatano, you. What? Yeah, now what are you?
Wait, did you get tired?
Well, I mean, it
It's
is
like-
after midnight, apparently.
Yeah, it's like probably like 2 in the morning for them. The culprit was the one who hurt Hatano's leg.
I still don't know why she would risk, like, permanent, like, disuse of her leg, even if she escaped.
Hmm. Let's see. But what if Hatano's the culprit? Was she aiming for her own leg? Nonsense. It would be more reliable to say I'm the one that's crazy. That is quite true.
Please don't mess with me, Maeda-kun. No matter what Ayame-chan being the culprit is...
That's right. Kinju, don't stand still and say something. Maida seems to be losing it now.
No, I don't think we're losing it here. I mean,
Uh,
no, that incompetent made a very precise reasoning. Don't you agree? The culprit is Ayame Hatano. She must be.
Why would she do that though?
Hmm.
Unless she was, the only thing I can think of is the only reason I can think of it of why she did that. Not the thing with the leg, but why she even killed Kazuna is like you said, she probably knew that she probably had seen Akane at some point leaving
Hmm.
and went to check it out and saw that Kazuna wasn't dead but was probably going to die,
Hmm.
and figured that Akane was the one who stabbed her, and in a kind of, I guess, fit to save Akane, killed Kazuna instead.
Yeah.
Because she probably cares about Akane in some way. That's the only reason I can think of to why she would finish
Yeah,
off
she
the
wanted
kill.
to save Akane, not because she wanted to kill Kazuna.
That's the only reason I can think of. If it is
Mhm.
Ayame that did it, that's the
Yeah.
only reason I can think of. Which is really sappy considering how... Which is also kind of frustrating considering how frustrating Akane has been during this trial. But, you know, it is understandable, I guess, but I don't know.
Mhm.
I'm not exactly denying it, but I don't have a clear picture. Can you at least clarify why you believe so?
It's because of a few reasons Hatano is the suspect. The true culprit of this case, the true culprit of this case is not strange to any of us. The reason is because Taira pulled the ceremony of the incident, and the killer was only a light maneuver in the scene.
I think I get what they're trying to say, but it's one of those
Yeah.
translation things. Yeah, I think I get what they're
Yeah.
trying to say.
All of our alibis were also in the dark, and there was contradictions no matter who you put as the killer. However, that's why Hatano's behavior was even more unnatural.
What are you talking about?
The killer made an alibi trick by building a fire and finishing Tamori herself, in which Taira couldn't. Until here, everyone understands, right? And here, he was the first to discover the fire. What do you think?
Oh, now I see why Monokuma did that BS thing of, like, saying who the, like, if the body discovery announcement was triggered and the culprit was part of that 3. Now I see why he did that.
Mm-hmm.
Because if he said it was, then that really limited it down to her, Kinjo, and Rei.
Yeah.
Now I see why he did that.
Yeah.
Because if the body discovery announcement had gone off when Uehara came in, it would have confirmed that it would have been one of the other 3 who had done it, because it would have triggered when they went in.
Yeah.
It's still BS that he did that, but
Hmm.
I get what I get why he said that now.
Yeah.
If this is exactly what happened, which it appears that it is.
That was Hatano?
But there's no way to call someone a culprit with just that.
You shut up, secondhand killer. He's not over it.
No, and to be fair, I wouldn't be either.
Yeah.
I mean, even if it was technically self-defense, I mean, she still did stab someone and, you know, didn't even try to check if she was actually dead or not.
Mm-hmm. Not just that. And even though the corpse was found, the killer installed a wire trap, as if aiming at someone. Who was the person who discovered this first?
That was also Hitano too. I still don't get why she would
do that to herself.
Yeah. Unless she accidentally injured herself more than she thought she would.
Yeah, or unless it was literally just to make it look like someone else had done it and she didn't know it was there. But at the point, you're still injuring yourself really badly.
Yeah.
I don't get why you would do that. Let's think. At best, she made an alibi to trick as if someone else found it first. There will be too many dangerous variables. But if you set a fire, you can create the best situation you want. Are you referring to the situation where the criminal himself is putting off the fire with other people? Or putting out the fire is what it's supposed to be. Putting out the fire with other people. That's right. Because the original purpose of the killer's fire was to break the glass and heat it to make someone think a person had escaped. If the killer was with the other people in that situation, they would have their own alibi. I guess that's fair, I mean... Well, it's a crappy trick, so I didn't think about it from the beginning. Nah, that's bull. You probably just didn't. You're not. It's not because it's crappy. You're just petty because you didn't actually think of it.
Yeah. In addition, Hatano would have had enough time to install the wire. Listening to Taira's story, Tamori brought all the tools, so you can use them in the same arms of the dead Tamori.
Then no, but Ayame-chan...
Well, there must be something wrong with that. I mean, it could be a coincidence. Hatano is the culprit, just like that.
Why is the person who was picked up being silent, but the others are noisy? Hey, why are you being quiet? Are you exercising your right to remain silent, or do you think this is a joke?
It's just that it's so absurd that you've left me speechless. I'm standing here and I'm being treated like as a criminal.
I mean, this isn't funny, Ayame-chan. You can't be the culprit.
Oh, anything to object to then?
Of course. Oh, sorry, that's you.
Yeah. Of course. You don't seem to realize it yet. I'll tell you why I can't be the killer.
Okay. Let's see what we're getting to here. Inori's medical results, secret note, wire trap, or infused line. Let me think. Why can't you be the culprit? Okay, looks like you guys are missing one thing in particular. Tamori's time of death, do you remember? The time of death? Well, that was 9:30. Was it not specified in the Monokuma file? Correct, 9:30, it said around that time, yeah. Oh, isn't that weird? Yeah, around 9:30 I was putting out the fire with Kinjo and the others. Accurately, that's true. So what happened? Tamori might have told someone to meet at 9:30 and she was stabbed in surprise. And she was dead. I didn't see anyone. I can't be the culprit. Huh? I'm not sure what they're getting at here. If
Tamori might have told someone to meet at 9:30. She was stabbed in surprise.
Tamori's death was definitely 9:30, then Hatano has an alibi. Well, the Monokuma file we have proven is entirely truthful. So the time of death was 9:30. But there's also something unnatural about it. If Tamori really died at that time, the crime would be impossible for anyone. Even so, the Monokuma file doesn't tell lies. Then let me think of the arrangement she reminds me of. Reminds me of what's been said before. What? Let's think of the arrangement. I'm trying to think what they're getting at here.
Okay, so let's think. So we have. Hmm. See, what were the bullets? What was it? Was
The medical scan, the note, the trap, and the fuse.
Yeah. I don't think it has anything to do with the secret note, the wire trap, or the fuse.
Yeah.
It has to do something with the medical result. What do we know about the medical result?
Well, we know that she didn't die right away, obviously.
Yeah. Which means that the I think the time of death could still be correct,
Yeah.
but the they could have just met earlier, right? If they met at say 9 o'clock, and then then she got stabbed and she was bleeding for 30 minutes. And then Ayame came and stabbed her at 9:30. And then set the fire.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna go with the last one. Think about it if I think about her words, the secret behind Tamori's unnatural death will be solved. Okay, I'm gonna use the medical scan on the last one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Son of a...
It seems like in this game they like making it the last one. It usually is.
I guess it's just so you at least hear all the dialogue, but
Yeah. What's the second to last one?
this one. Fire, I said.
Yeah.
それは違うよ
Okay. Hatano, is that really so?
What?
Is this your opinion, Hatano? Because the time of death is 9:30. The culprit killed Tamori by stabbing Tamori at 9:30.
Of course, Tamori's death was stabbed in the neck as reminder. It must have been an instant death at the moment.
Well, the actual killing blow, yeah. I mean, well, maybe? If you get stabbed in the neck, do you die right away?
Pretty much. You don't die. It's not like being like hit in the brain, right?
Yeah.
But like you like slowly, I guess slowly, like over the course of like maybe a minute or two, you just run out of air.
Okay.
Run out of your brain. You go like brain dead from lack of oxygen to the brain.
Okay.
You can't breathe properly.
But that's not the case.
Which would be a terrible way to die.
Yeah.
Hmm?
Even if you argue that Hatano's words are true at first glance, after putting some consideration to the circumstances, at the time the killer was not already inside the Switchium.
Maides was right. You have no choice but to. This is a problem you solved earlier, right? From the time her fire started to ignite, Tamori must have been stabbed by her knife.
Yeah, we established that earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah, otherwise the alibi trick of breaking a window remotely would be meaningless. But then what happened to Tamori's time of death? No matter how much you think about Tamori's death at 9:30, it makes no sense. Everyone, listen carefully. From here on out, the reasoning behind this is a little mixed meaning. Perhaps Tamori, before Hatano discovered the fire, it may have already been 9 o'clock with the knife on her neck. Huh? Are you saying like that Akane stabbed her in the neck first?
May have been around 9 o'clock when she had a knife in her neck. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. What?
Super grotesque! That's far-fetched, Maeda. Are you really thinking about it? Are you able to prove that a human being can live for 30 minutes with the throat pierced?
Yeah, that's what you were talking about.
Yeah.
I mean, they can definitely live for 30 minutes with a knife in the stomach.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really believe it either. But I'm not saying this for no reason. There is evidence that Tamori survived that long. First thing I came to think of was because of Inori. Thanks a lot.
Me?
That was when Inori was investigating, wasn't it? Remember what you said after examining the body?
What should I say? This is a terrible amount of bleeding. Humans die of excessive bleeding when about 1/3 of the volume of blood flows out. But this is not about 1/3, as you can see. It's amazing that even this amount of blood came out. The wound on the neck is definitely fatal, but it should have coagulated to some extent. And the amount of bleeding should have gradually decreased after the heart stops beating.
That means you saying something else produced the mass bleeding?
No, I cannot confirm this with my own opinion. It's rare, but if your blood pressure is strong, the amount of bleeding increases. That much I know for sure.
Well, I guess if she got stabbed originally right during that scuffle, I mean, her blood would have been pumping at that point when trying to attack.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Which makes sense.
To put it simply, there are individual differences. Well, having a lot of bleeding in here means it took quite a while before death.
Yeah, what a painful way to go. Jeez.
Thanks to this, Tamori must have died in a very terrible pain.
Ouch.
What a pain.
Yeah, we got the G. Well, yeah, we got the what a pain. Yeah. That's terrible. What a terrible way to go. Think about it. Around 9:30, Tamori had just had a stab wound. Tamori just had a stab by a knife on her neck. If she died when we found it, the amount of blood would not have spread out. Of course, when we discovered it, there was still a little bleeding, but most of it had started to harden, and it is unnatural to say that such a deep liquid has been flowing after 9:30.
That makes sense, but Maeda, did you forget Tamori's wound? It's not just the neck. Could it have flowed out of the stomach wound?
Of course, it's possible, but there's another proof that says that she's been alive for a long time after being stabbed by the neck. If Tamori died in a blow as soon as her throat was pierced, there was a sign that she should never be there. Because Tamori knew the real killer was who killed her, because Tamori knew who the real killer was, who killed them other than Taira. Such a marker was written by them. Was that the message?
Oh, the dying message modification? That must be what they're
Okay, so if we
talking about.
presume that Taira or Ayame wrote the message with the blood, if we presume that to write Maid, then I guess that she would have wrote the large X. Tamori would have wrote the large X for some reason. I don't know why she would have done that, though.
Yeah.
I guess maybe my reasoning was off as to why Ayame would have actually killed her. I mean, why write the message to frame Akane at that point, unless you knew they would figure it out, and just it would be too obvious? I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's this last one.
Yeah.
これだよ
Yeah, it is. The reason is because of the dying message.
Dying message? Didn't that story end earlier? Pointing to the maid word.
Yes, but when I came back to it, I could see something I didn't see before. There was the big X after the word. Okay. So we're presuming that Tamori put that large X there. I guess that's what we're getting at, to obscure what Ayame wrote.
Maybe?
Maybe that's what they're getting at. I don't know. Maid. The meaning is correct. We guessed after not the maid. So we guess. Come to think of it, was it written by Tamori? I had thought Taira wrote it as a self-act. It was the reason we found in the dying message. I mentioned it before, but after seeing the blood, I just went to the bathroom right away. I couldn't afford to think about that. Yeah, it's not Taira. It's likely the former idea. Tamori wrote the word maid in her own blood to let us know. So we're presuming that she wrote it first before Ayame came in? Well, yeah, I guess if she wasn't dead yet, she would have done that, because there was a time frame that she was still alive.
Mm-hmm.
So we're presuming that Ayame wrote the large X?
Maybe.
Yeah, because obviously she knew that Tamori knew that Akane was the one who killed her, who she presumed was going to kill her. So she was going to die from, and wrote that in the blood. But she wasn't dead yet. And then when Ayame came in, stabbed her again, I mean, Ayame probably would have seen the message with the blood. Huh. If that's the case, why is there an X next to it?
It wasn't the criminal's own doing, but the reason the victim herself adds an X and writes not the maid.
I see. She tried to correct the dying message as she wrote maid because there was another person who stabbed her in the neck while she was writing the letters.
Yes. If Tamori died immediately as soon as her throat was cut, there wouldn't be a correction of the dying message. But she would have been left out of strength to muster. But even after being stabbed in the neck, her will still was living as much as being able to correct the message with all of her strength, while holding a knife on her throat.
How Tamori had a cut throat and was alive, that much I don't know. But the things I said now prove that Tamori was still alive, under these conditions. Therefore, even if Tamori's time of death was 9:30, there's no evidence you can say that you are incapable of committing the crime.
Can't be. This is a lie.
Ayama-chan? Really? This is such a ridiculous story about being alive with a stabbed neck. Ayama-chan, please say something.
It's hard to believe, but humans are creatures that sometimes achieve phenomena beyond. It happens sometimes even in terror scenes. Nothing strange at all.
Are you implying she was just running on pure adrenaline? That's what kept her alive?
I guess so.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know about that.
But then, Atano, are you really the culprit?
I don't know why Hatano did this. If my reasoning is wrong, it would be really weird, but so many situations. The more I think Hatano is the culprit, the more it fits. Hatano, let me hear it from your own voice. The truth. Oh, hello. Okay.
Wait, I cannot tolerate that Hatano is the culprit. It's unacceptable.
Nori, I know it's hard to believe. I can't believe it either, but if you look at Hatano's actions, you can only say that it's so suspicious that everything goes in her favor.
Not suspicious. There is a reason it wasn't suspicious. I'll let you know why Hatano is not the culprit.
I think I probably get what she's getting at. She's probably getting at the point I was saying earlier about why would she injure herself that badly. I imagine that's probably what she's getting at.
Yeah.
Okay, counter argument. Okay, third flashlight, Nori's autopsy, Hatano's injury. Yeah, I figure that's probably what it is.
Yeah.
Okay, that's probably what I'm supposed to hit, but...
No, I don't think so.
Okay. Okay, saying she aimed for her own leg, maybe not. Yeah, we worked with a culprit named a random person. Hatano was...
I think it's that one.
Okay. Okay, progress. I'm just trying to see what we get here. Really think so? Even if you target an unknown person, it's meaningless if it's not found. No matter how you use the flashlight as bait, finding one that short time is weird too.
Yeah, I think it's that, what about Atano?
Yeah, no point hurting your own body. Is it really a coincidence that Atano injured her leg? But if Atano was the culprit, as Nori said, Atano would aim for her own leg. The reason is I don't really know, but aside from reason, I'm sure the wire trap was only meant for Hatano and no one else. The evidence is one Nori herself told me. Consider the situation where the wire trap hurt Hatano again. Okay.
Right, that one.
Fire. How do I? Oh, right, shift. It's shift. It's shift.
Shift, yeah.
It was shift. I didn't realize. I forget it was shift to fire. Shift, not X or Z, whatever it is. So I just fail this part.
I don't know. I think you still try to do it.
Okay.
Otherwise, I think you lose a life.
Okay.
Or does it repeat? I don't know. Yeah, I think right here.
Probably the first one, yeah. Okay. Okay. So not that one. This one?
Yes.
Okay. I got it. Okay. It's really rare that they make it as to where progressing is not correct.
Mm-hmm.
That's rare they do that.
Yeah.
Nori, I'm sorry, but there's another evidence that Hatano is the culprit. Inori's argument is clear. The culprit wouldn't hurt themselves, right? And that's still my point as to, like, why would she do
Yeah.
that?
Yeah.
Like, why go to that length? Unless,
Mm.
like, you're right that she didn't mean to do it as badly as she did.
Yeah. Of course, isn't it? If you are the killer, you're not supposed to aim for yourself.
What if it was calculated to induce that thought?
What?
What are you talking about, Maeda? Surely you don't mean... If you are a criminal, you can never hurt yourself. What if you were doing a self-play to deliberately draw out that thought? Otherwise, there's no gain for a killer to install the wire. They ended up murdering and finished the process, but after that they installed a wire and aimed at someone. It only adds suspicion, there's no benefit for the killer. Yeah, I guess you're right. Like, what would be the point? Like, if she was already dead, if Tori was dead by that point, why would you need the wire trap at that point?
Yeah.
Yeah, especially when it's obvious the wire trap wasn't there before Monokuma gave out the file.
Yeah.
Yeah, what would have been the point of doing that?
Yeah, I don't think there is really any point other than as some kind of red herring.
Yeah.
Maybe there was a reason to put it there, isn't there?
That's right, I'm sure there is. That's why Ayame-chan is not the culprit and...
That's not the only thing. Even if the killer had some reason, they installed the wire to target someone. Even so, how exactly do you intend to cut the leg tendon? Our stride length and calf size are all different.
That's...
Yeah, I guess it was really low to the ground, so it is likely someone just could have easily stepped over it.
Yeah.
There's no guarantee it would have hit someone.
Yeah.
Hey, cutting the tendon may not have been on purpose. Ayame-chan suffered a fatal injury because of bad luck.
If that's the case, I wouldn't install the wire. You don't need to use wires while holding it.
Holding it. Well,
Holding it
at risk of your future? I don't know.
while risking your future. I don't know.
Okay, something like that.
Then, I was aiming at Ayame-chan from the start, so I installed the wire exactly in the position of Ayame-chan's tendon.
No, that's bull. He didn't do that.
Mhm.
We already established how you couldn't have done that.
Yeah.
How do you know that? It is different. It is difficult to know the position of a tendon without prior knowledge, but to install it while calculating the trap to trip over? The only one of us who has that knowledge is the surgeon, Inori. Her own legs at the same time, who knows more about muscles and athletes than Hatano herself.
That... She can't be...
Inori, Hatano was never caught in a trap because of bad luck, because she was caught in a trap she installed. She was able to produce such a perfect tendon-cutting accident. Jeez. I don't think I could ever do that to myself.
Yeah.
Like, considering that I can't really even bring myself to, like, prick myself with a pencil, like, I definitely couldn't cut my own tendon.
Yeah.
I think that's a good thing that I physically can't really inflict like legitimate injuries on myself, like on purpose. I think that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Whew, that was pretty good.
It's really her.
Why did Hatano...
Well, I'm the one who saw Hitano's wound. I can't believe that she made a wound so full of evil intention.
Ayame-chan can't be the culprit. I'd rather be the culprit, even if I'm executed. Only for Ayame-chan.
I can't believe it either. I wish it was all a lie. I wish it was all dreams. I wish my reasoning had been turned up into a mess and wake up from this nightmare. Is this how everything ends up?
You can see it like that overall. I have the same opinion of Maeda, but I want to hear at least the confession from her mouth. Because I have to make sure.
Well, it's too late to argue at this point.
Ayame Hatano, can I make your vote of silence as your affirmation of your crime and end this already?
Wait, not Ayame-chan. It can't be her. After all, it was me who stabbed Tamori. I'm the one who gets executed. I'd rather do that. Ayame-chan is innocent.
Akane doesn't have to be executed.
Ayame-chan.
And of course it's not me either.
What? Oh, we're getting to the final part here. Ayame-chan.
Going to try a last act, huh? Not that. I just want to survive with Akane and leave this place. That's it. Your crime is already logical and there's nothing wrong. Do you think force will work? I'm not convinced. If I'm the culprit, you haven't proved it without a doubt yet. Isn't a trial supposed to be won after you convince the criminal to admit their defeat? You fool.
Oh. What are you going to do? Does anyone know any evidence to satisfy the killer who talks like that? It doesn't matter if I tell you, but it wouldn't it be less fun? Oh, yeah, of course you're screwing us over again. I wouldn't care if you died at all, but I'm pretty sure you're gonna live to the end of the game.
Yeah.
That would surprise me if she died somehow.
So if we do,
What?
it's Ayame, does that screw up any? Yeah, I had we both had Ayame. Well, you didn't have her in your list. I had mine in mine, and we had it in our like group list.
Yeah, but neither of us had Tamori.
Correct. Yeah, we didn't think she was gonna make it
No.
anyway.
Hey, finally someone else is gonna die that's not a character I'm voicing.
Yeah.
About time.
So yeah, looks like Ayame's out. Let me. Ayame's out. So we're both
Both lost one.
4 for 5 so far.
Yeah. I mean, I guess to be fair, neither of us thought that Mitch or Kizuna were gonna live.
Yeah.
So we were right on that.
Yeah.
So, like I said, I think what would legitimately surprise me in this game, if in terms of some like a death, is if Ray died somehow, or if. Well, I guess it wouldn't be as surprising if Kinjo died, because I can definitely see a circumstance where he does, where it's more along the lines of I guess I could sort of see him doing something similar to what Nagito did, as to like he basically takes out himself for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
Or I guess more like what Sakura did. I guess more takes out
Yeah.
himself for some reason. but I don't think that would be entirely surprising to me. But I think it would really surprise me if Rei died somehow.
Yeah.
Because it's pretty obvious she's like the Byakuya of this game.
Yeah.
And I think that would be the one thing that like legitimately surprised me if they died.
Yeah.
Everyone else I can definitely see a reason. Like I definitely would be shocked if they died.
Mm-hmm.
There's a few I would definitely be surprised if they lived to the end of the game.
Yeah.
Like the Oompa Loompa, or I'd be surprised if he lived. I fully expect him to die next chapter. In chapter 3, I
Yeah.
fully expect him to die then. And then I guess also like the clown, I would be surprised if she lived to the end of the game.
Yeah.
Because I would probably say those are like two easy culprits to die next chapter, or victims to die next chapter.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. I mean, I'm trying to think of like the other characters, like that I think would get to the end. I mean, the thing is with this, outside of Rei, I don't really know who I would say is a surefire way to get to the end.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's like a lot that I'm like, it doesn't seem like they would, but I can't be positive on that. Like,
Yeah.
I think with what they're building with like Mikako, I was like, I'm kind of less sure that she's gonna die at some point and actually get to the end.
Yeah.
But like the other characters, like the priest and like the lawyer and, you know, characters like that, I'm
Mm-hmm.
pretty sure they're gonna die at some point.
Yeah.
Honestly, with all this stuff, I wouldn't be surprised if Akane gets to the end now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I had Akane, and we had her in our joint list.
Yeah. Who else was in the joint list besides Akane and the
So the
Protag?
Protag, Rei,
Yeah, Rei.
Ayame, Akane, and Haru.
Yeah, Haru, yeah. He might be another candidate to die next chapter, but I feel
Mhm.
he's probably like the hero of this game, like the kind of
Yeah.
comic relief guy who gets to the end.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like Tatsuki definitely dies. Well, I actually had her living to the end as kind of like a
The joke character.
and well, yeah, instead of Haru, I had Tatsuki as the joke character.
Did I have
But,
Haru?
yeah, I could see either one of them living or dying, depending on which joke character they want to kill off.
I definitely think that
Honestly,
Teruya...
it's probably more likely Satsuki gets killed off.
Yeah.
But
I definitely think
it's like
Teruya...
Haru is kind of like a very like he's not really particularly interesting, I guess.
Yeah.
Out of all the characters, he has a very like kind of vanilla personality, which is actually probably a good thing for surviving for a while.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Yeah, I mean... Oh, yeah, I definitely think that if Teruya doesn't die next chapter, I'd be very surprised.
Yeah.
I mean, he definitely seems like that kind of guy who dies in chapter 3.
Mm-hmm.
If he lives, I'd be surprised, but, I mean... I still fully imagine there'll be a double death next chapter.
Yeah.
But I don't know exactly who the second one would be. Because there's a lot that it could be. I don't know, like... Honestly, I
We have
really...
an hour or so, so
What?
we only have about an hour or so left in the final.
Oh, yeah,
so
good point. Well,
I guess
okay,
go
let's keep
first
going.
shot.
Yeah, let's keep going then.
What a sucker! It's a trial, and you have to take it seriously, I tell you.
It's all over anyway. I have to play around while watching this futile struggle.
But there's no mystery to solve anymore. What are you planning to do now?
Even if you say that, Ayame-chan's words assume that what if? Ayame-chan is not saying they're the culprit.
Nevertheless, it's hard.
I honestly hoped you were dying in this chapter, because there was definitely some suspicious stuff about you, too.
Yeah.
We still didn't establish why she was where she was.
Yeah. Okay, let's reorganize the case from the beginning. We may notice if something was missed. Let's go ahead. Yo, where are we going? Stay still, you big crazy guy.
Okay, so we're doing the closing argument. One more. The definitive proof to convince Atano. I think there's something left. If Atano is convinced by saying this, if she's convinced, how should I react? Atano is the culprit. Should I just accept that? Even so, I have no choice but to do it as long as I've come to this point, and then show them the proof of her crime. Oh, so we get the bullet battle now. From now, you'll commence terminating talk shooting. We'll commence. Yeah, I want to hear the tutorial about it. It's a game that offset the accusation of the opponent. You can only present conclusive evidence that say no more excuses are made of. When the speech bubbles of the opponent are marked through on screen, move the crosshair and push the decision key, that Z, to destroy it. If it's not destroyed, it damages the player and it disappears after a certain amount of time. At the top of the bubble, an icon representing the opponent's displayed, and a number of icon is the health of the bubble. Also your bullets have to be reloaded from that time. I have time to use shift. Okay, shift. Each time you destroy the speech bubbles, the opponent's health is reduced little by little, and when the health has dropped a final blow, it'll show up by combining words that are conclusive evidence. If you run out of speech power, you will suffer HP damage. Okay. Let's see how I do at this.
I think it'd be that hard.
Okay.
Point and shoot.
Okay. Okay, good. It doesn't move this time.
Yeah. Easier than the rhythm thing, probably.
Yeah. Oh shoot, I gotta reload the bullets.
Yeah.
Oh shoot. Oh, come on, don't do this to me now, dude. I'm trying to do this mini game.
I'll just show you how to turn off that key thing.
Oh, so I have to push it once to reload fully. Okay, so I only have to push it once to reload. Okay, that's nice.
Yeah.
Shoot. Son of a gun. I hit that dude. Jeez, dude.
Oh, you're about to lose if you don't hurry up.
Okay, did I get it? Okay, I did. Okay. Please be in English. You can't, I can't remember what this says. Side,
left, upside down. Left, upside down. Right, down.
これが真実だ。
Okay. I didn't know there was a time limit there.
Yeah.
Okay. I did it, though.
Nice. It was close.
Yeah, it was.
Sticky keys almost screwed us over there.
Yeah, it did. First, I want to ask Nori just to be sure.
Me?
I think you're another candidate that could die next chapter just because of, like, the despair of losing Ayame here.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure. You're one of those people if you don't die next chapter, I think you're getting to the end of the game.
Yeah.
So... Of course, where did Hatano say she was injured?
Her eye? More precisely, left side, wide leg, acrid ration caused by hamstring. Oh, laceration.
Yeah, laceration, dude.
I never see that word spelled out.
Yeah.
Left side, wide leg. Wide leg laceration caused by hamstring injury. Although... Hey, Maeda, why are you asking this for all of a sudden while dealing with me? Are you giving up after all?
Nori, that hamstring refers to a muscle that is important to keeping her leg straight, right? Where exactly is the location of that muscle?
Right. It's one of the 3 places that connects the hip with the leg. Put it simply, it's a muscle that is widely distributed in the back of the leg. That's it. But what is this explanation for?
Hey, don't talk about anything that doesn't matter, Maeda. That's what you've been doing this whole time. Since Ayame-chan is innocent, there's no more room for refutation anymore. No, this is important. Very important, in fact. Inori's words just had a decisive clue that Hatano was the culprit.
Huh?
Everyone heard what Inori said, right? Hatano's injury is on the back muscle of her left thigh. Yeah, the back. But then why did Hatano go forward to pick up the flashlight and the back of the thigh ended up hurt? Give me a second. Yeah, how did that happen?
Well, if you step over something and your leg comes down on it and it cuts you, that wouldn't be that crazy.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, I guess if you just the back of
Right.
the yeah, I guess so.
What? Oh, it's true. I only cared that Hatano was hurt. Didn't think it was suspicious, but it's weird when you think about it. She stumbled forward, but she got hurt on the back of her leg. That's...
They forgot to translate his name.
Translate his name. That's funny. Even if I fall back, my nose break, but I guess it doesn't matter how.
I can't think any other reason but one. Hatano from the very beginning, on her own volition, was caught deliberately in the trap to inflict a wound as fatal as possible.
My God, then it means it was entirely self-inflicted? Really? I don't know why you did that, but it may have been to pretend to be a victim to be less suspicious, is my guess.
That can't... No, there's gotta be a mistake.
Atano?
I wish I was lying. Why is this a choice? If you want to get out of the game, then just lie. Why don't we make a conclusion now? I've wasted enough time and I'm getting tired of various factors such as the vitality of a cockroach of Taira Kane and Tomori Kazuna, although I believe it's over now.
No, no, no! Something is wrong. Ayame-chan wouldn't do this. I mean... Ayame-chan was never the type to kill.
The person who is driven as a criminal is still there. Why are you upset? You just stay put.
Taira, it's really hard to accept, but we have to accept the conclusions we've drawn, otherwise nothing will end and nothing will begin. Now then, let's do a final summary of all the events thus far, so that everyone can accept the answers we presented. So everyone can choose. Alright, closing, okay, this, okay. I just want to make sure I remember how this does. Climax reasoning is the spot that completes the unfolding events. Story is shown in the cartoon. The manga must be completed by putting the correct picture in the empty frame. Pictures will be shown in the blank frame are mixed at the bottom. After using the decision key Z, you can fill the picture by clicking an empty spot by pressing cancel. X escape cancels the selection. If all the cuts are filled appropriately, it will proceed automatically. There's no penalty even if you are wrong. There's no time either, so you can match the pictures to the correct order and with no rush. Okay, thank you. I never really struggled with time on these things.
Yeah, the time isn't usually the issue, but...
Okay, so... Oh, okay, so it doesn't, so I have to scroll over.
Yeah.
Okay, so how do I move? I have to do this, okay. So, okay, we start with the storeroom, the store. Okay, Kazuna's going there, she's getting all the tools. She gets the secret, she finds the secret. Monokuma, okay, so she calls Akane in there. Then what do we have here? The fuse lighter. She's bloody. Cuts the leg. Taira came to the switchium.
Must be that one.
I'm just reading what this is. The culprit blocked a large amount of blood. Then okay, yeah. Okay, then she tells her about the plan. She gets angry. She goes for her with a knife. Flashlights break. There's a struggle. It's dark. She doesn't know what happened. She probably sees her hands are bloody now. It's probably that one. Then the criminal, the culprit comes in. She sees she's stabbed. She writes the blood. Culprit sees it. She gets the knife taken out and then stabbed again. Probably the sheep. Yeah, it's probably this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's this one. Okay, then the culprit looks around, sees her dead. Yeah, this is the fuse. Whoops, excuse me.
Mhm.
Didn't do that. Okay. Yeah, Ray, the culprit, Kenji, and Kinjo. Okay, she's dead.
She's still barely alive.
Yeah, I guess these guys. Yeah, I guess this is them going to go put out the fire. And then she writes out the message before dying, and then she cuts her leg on the thing.
これが事件の全部だよ
Okay. That wasn't too hard.
Mm-hmm.
The start of this case begins after the first trial ends and the second floor opens. This was late at night on the second day after she got out. At this point, there was someone who stopped at the antique store for a purpose. She got the tools from the antique shop. The tools they brought from the time were a fuse, a lighter, a flashlight. Surprisingly, the person's identity was Tamori, who was also the victim of the incident. Now we know, but Tamori was been planning the murder at this time. Yes, even before we got our shared motives. All the tools she picked up earlier were tools that Tamori had procured in advance for use in the murder. As a result, she died, and the real culprit of the case was the one who used the tools that she produced. However, on the morning of the third day, Atori, who had stopped by the antique shop every time, must have noticed some items had already been missing. Sadly, he didn't tell us because he thought it was a simple mistake and would have created confusion. We still didn't establish where she got the wire from. I guess that's not important, but
Yeah.
I'm still curious about where they got it from.
Yeah.
So without anyone knowing, Tamori's murder plan proceeded slowly, and then Monokuma gave us the motive. I also want to know who had our motive. I want to know that now. You're right, we might never know, though. As everyone knows, this motive was a note with our secrets, but it was a joke that nobody cared about. But only Tamori was different. Tamori thought she could use this motivational note, so she decided to add a step in her original plan. That's right, me. It was an operation to use the secret note of Yuki Maeda to capture Taira and join forces. Tamori told Taira, they spelled that wrong,
Why did this put Tyra?
to come to switch him alone, and Taira headed the place without any doubt. Okay. Taira may have seemed a little petty, but in fact she wasn't actually swayed. Tamori expected this to happen, and after the second day onward, by acting weak, she wanted to weaken our boundaries. The appearance of being lonely, the appearance of hesitation, the appearance of accepting us with tears. It was only a fake scene to kill even a little more smoothly. That is the true nature of Tamori Kazuna. We were fooled by Tamori. Taira, at the time, she wasn't wary of Tamori at all, so she went to the Dark Switchium. There, Tamori showed Taira a secret note and revealed a plan to kill me. Yes, Taira said that Tamori picked up a secret note that someone discarded from a trash can. It was written like this: Yuki Maeda may actually know the identity of the mastermind. Of course, this is not true, because I don't know who the mastermind is, but in order to kill me with that pretext, she needed Taira's help. Tamori tried to get Taira out like that. But Taira didn't follow Tamori's words, no matter what. The murder shouldn't be done by anyone. I keep hearing this knock up here. I'm not sure if someone at my door or not. Let me give it. I've been hearing it for a while. Let me go check real quick.
Okay.
I guess it was just like someone nailing something to a wall or something.
Yeah.
Because it definitely sounds like someone was knocking or banging on something. Okay.
Yeah, it might be some workmen or something
Yeah.
fixing something in a nearby apartment.
Okay. Um. Okay. When things didn't work out as intended, Tamori gradually began to reveal her nature. Once Taira refused, she couldn't let Taira leave. The one who heard her murder plan. So instead, Tamori changed her target. The one who she expected to refuse her was decided to be killed in front of her. Tamori ran into Taira without warning, but luckily Taira avoided the first strike. But she panicked by the sudden attack. Taira tried to run away, but she was pushed by Tamori and fell. She tried to resist Tamori swinging a knife right in front of her nose. In the process, the flashlights that Taira and Tamori, they did not translate that correctly, were broken by a struggle, and the switchium lost its only light. They were struggling in the deep darkness. Several minutes continued during this fierce encounter, but at some point the struggle suddenly ended. I don't know why Tamori became quiet, but Taira, who was in danger of her life, decided to leave the switchium because she wanted out of the situation. The first thing that Taira found when she got out, the dark switchium in a bright spot, was the intense color of the blood. Taira only saw blood on her body. Of course it wasn't her own blood, and instinctively realized she had stabbed Tamori in the middle of the struggle without even knowing herself. Taira, who was shocked in fear and horror in her head, went to the bathroom. She thought about washing the blood quickly from her. But looking at Taira like this, the culprit perhaps found out what she had done. Yeah, I guess if she was in the workout room, she could have seen her there.
Yeah.
Because we did confirm that Ayame was up there.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's not clear whether or not they saw Taira in person, but the killer must have found Tamori with that short time after Taira left the power room. If someone other than the culprit in this case discovered Tamori, they might have saved Tamori by calling in Nori, but the culprit in this case didn't have that thought in mind at all. In any case, the culprit who noticed the situation in the switchium must have found Tamori lying or in a dying state caused by Taira. Tamori tried to target Taira, but she was forced to act, as she did not die immediately. The reason for this can be found in the dying message she wrote. Tamori, realizing she was going to die, wrote on the floor with her own blood to let us know the identity of the killer. Stabbed her, not maid, in other words, to refer to the ultimate maid student, Taira. The thought that passed the killer's mind so far was not thinking of telling everyone to save Tamori. The thought of killing Tamori was that she couldn't breathe just so they would blame the wrong person. For them, the killer committed a terrible act that was hard to think of as a human being. In order to give a certain final blow, they pulled the knife and stuck in Tamori's stomach. It was already cruel enough to do this, however... That laugh. They aimed the knife again at Tamori. Just to put it back in her neck. In the process, blood spurted like a fountain, but the killer was wearing a piece of cloth about the size that could cover them, preventing blood from splattering them. In contrast to Taira, who stabbed Tamori in an accident and unintentionally, you can see that this was an extremely premeditated crime. That's how Tamori lost her strength to live. Tamori thought about killing, of course, and even tried to kill Taira. Still, she did die so badly. Did she have to die so badly? Either way, the culprit who succeeded in killing Tamori, though, through a fatal blow, now was starting a backup operation. First, the killer installed a fuse drawing a line around the walls of the switchium. I don't know where Tamori originally intended to use it, but they used the tools Tamori had. In the end, since Tamori prepared the tools, the killer themselves couldn't be suspected of the act, and in actuality, we had a pretty hard time figuring out who brought the tools because of this. The fuse was installed mainly on the glass window as to not burn equipment as much as possible, and then lit with a lighter. The lighter which was originally brought by Tamori, and the reason the glass was made to break automatically was because when the temperature inside the switchium becomes hot after a certain period of time, using the temperature difference between the indoors and outdoors. While the criminal themselves was with the others, if they had heard the cracking sound as long as they made them think someone inside the switchium broke the glass, the killer had a perfect alibi. This was the unusual structure of the switchium, and the glass window was cleared. It was possible because of the characteristics of the room, but this trick wasn't that meticulous. No one noticed the fire when the fire was being made. It was a futile trick. So the killer put the plan into action more than anyone else. Then I don't know. After completing the installation of the fuse, the criminal reported the fact of the fire with a loud voice as if they were the fire discoverer. Some of the people who heard the sound came to the front of the switchium as the culprit intended. Those who heard the killer's voice at the time were Kinjo, Makaru, and Uehara. Those three people. At this point, three people who had not yet known the murder had occurred decided to extinguish the fire first without even dreaming they were with the killer. 3, no, even the killer came with the fire extinguisher from the hallway and started to extinguish the flames. But then to us, the killer, to anyone, something unimaginable happened. Tamori, who must have just had her throat pierced with a kitchen knife, was still alive. It's strange enough to say that's a contradiction when you think about it in general, but Tamori, the victim, was holding on to threads, to the thread-like lifeline. And Tamori used all of her last strength. She corrected the dying message that wrote "maid" with a large X next to it. In other words, telling us this, not the maid. Okay. I would have liked the killer's name instead, but just an X with the throat stabbed is already an incredible feat to do. After correcting the dying message, Tamori's life was gone, bleeding because her heart was beating until the amount of blood increased to more than that of an ordinary person, and thanks to that, we could prove Tamori was still alive. Of course, that would have been fatal for the killer, yes. Originally, only looking at the words "maid" put Taira in doubt. She could have done it, but because the X was left remaining for no reason, the elaborate plan was doomed to fail. Tamori, even though she tried to kill and she couldn't be forgiven, she acted. At the end of the day, she was trying to tell us the correct answer with all of her strength. And the situation goes back to the power room. When the fire was put out and the setup was almost completely staged, suddenly hearing the sound of glass breaking inside the switchium. This was done in the best conditions intended by the killer. Thanks to this, everyone thought someone inside the switchium broke the glass. Everything was the way the killer wanted. The killer, who was on the scene at the time, I would imagine, had a smile of satisfaction. Okay. The three of them, except Uehara, who went to watch the entrance to check the sound, went inside the switchium. In there, saw Tamori's body. At that point, the body discovery announcement rang. The others who heard the body discovery announcement arrived one by one. Everyone gathered in the power room. Perhaps Taira, who was in position of the third party at this time, was most surprised because Taira did not know the existence of the criminal, and she thought she was the culprit, and had a fire incident happened Taira herself did not know. So when we received the Monokuma file and started investigating, the killer started the last act. First, the killer puts the third flashlight they used on the floor. The flashlight also was in a state of charcoal because it was caught in the fire. The reason why is because they threw something that catches our eyes on the floor in order to create a certain situation. The killer installed a sharp wire on the way out of the flashlight, way out of putting down the flashlight, I'm going to say that.
On the way to the flashlight.
On the way to the flashlight, and she talked as if she had found the flashlight and voluntarily walked to pick it up. Yes, even though she knows they have a sharp wire installed. Here, the killer deliberately gets caught in a wire trap and cut their own leg. It was also precisely aimed at cutting the back tendon. I didn't even think at the time the killer was going to cripple their own leg. Although it was the culprit's intention to make us think so, our mistake of the killer here is the rear tendon was cut despite walking forward. But I didn't even think about it because a person who saw an injured one at the time wouldn't think that. It must have been the culprit's idea, whose purpose was to get out of here. The culprit even gave up one leg as if of themselves and showed a look of being a victim in all this. Thanks to it, we almost got hooked into thinking who would cut your own leg. While staring at us, the killer would have been laughing inside. In this case, there were 3 people, including the killer, Tamori, and Taira. But most of the suspicious went to Taira, so the identity of the killer was ambiguous. However, as a result of matching Taira's honest statements after way too long, with various situations, we were able to uncover the identity of the killer. The criminal who tried to hide their identity by throwing away their leg. The perpetrator who committed such a terrible thing to Tamori. The identity of the culprit who was smiling with a smile of deceit, watching our actions behind the scenes. Oh, that was pretty cool, actually. That was decent. That was a cool effect right there. It's no one else other than you, Hatano Ayame. Oh boy. Huh. That's a lot of dialogue. Excuse me. How about it, Hatano? If you have anything to object to, please do.
No, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Something is wrong. It's not like this.
Really? What's not it? It's all decided. Shouldn't we end this now? We see the end now?
No, it's not over. It can't be over.
But even if everything is correct, there's evidence. I can't convince myself. Hatano, is the killer who murdered Tamori that way? Darn it, Hatano.
Damn it.
Yeah, you haven't said anything in a long time, Mikako.
No.
It's all over then.
No, Ayame-chan, please tell them they're wrong. No.
Yeah, we're really getting the Taka and Mondo vibe here. With, like, losing the best friend of somebody. Okay, we're done with the trial. Thank goodness. Jeez, that lasted a while. Total 990 or 930 points.
Wow. Yeah, the points are so important in a fan game.
Because you died more than once, you didn't get medals? What?
Ah, dang.
Right at the beginning, that stupid thing at the beginning. That's so dumb, dude. I can't believe it. It's literally the first one.
Yeah.
That's so dumb, dude. Well, we still have like 163 of them or whatever we have.
Yeah. Let's just play through the whole trial again.
Yeah, well, no, we can't because we already saved over it. We already saved over the point.
We'd have to restart the entire chapter.
We're not doing that, dude. We'll live.
Huh? A what? Are you done? He's just been sleeping the whole time.
Yeah, we haven't heard anything from him since the
Yeah,
intermission. I
you
think.
guys took so long. I was asleep in the middle of it. Yeah, he just fell asleep in the middle of it.
Yeah.
Honestly, I probably would have too if I was him.
Yeah.
Wow, what the hell? You guys took so long that I was asleep in the middle of it.
Thanks, Monokuma.
Nope, I never slept. Did Mr. Monokuma, did you sleep? Woohoo! No doubt.
Woohoo! I didn't sleep, no doubt. Woohoo!
Okay. Well, anyway, you guys seem to have come to your own conclusions. So it is okay to go into voting time soon. Now then, you guys vote with the switch in front of your hands. As I said last time, we do not accept invalid votes. So press carefully. As a result of the voting, who will become the Blackened? And the answer will be correct. Will the answer be the correct answer or the wrong one? I feel like that's a mistranslation of his usual phrase.
Yeah.
Because he usually says something like, what is it? Man, I know like the feeling of the phrase. It's like, will you choose the correct answer or the dreadfully wrong
one? Yeah.
or something like
Yeah, the dreadfully wrong one.
something
Yeah.
like that. Yeah. Now, what will happen? Cat has been
What? What about the cat?
he keeps like jumping on and off my lap over and over again. Trying to get my attention.
Well, now it's a party. The cat coming in right at the end of the trial. Now it's a party.
Well, she's been here the whole time. I just haven't said anything.
Oh, hey, cat. Why is there a second throne up there? Did you notice that? Up by Monokuma, there was a second chair. That's really odd.
That's amazing. You're correct. Tamori Kizuna was terribly killed. Like that by the ruthless Blackened. Which was Ayame Hitano. That's the answer.
The answer? Did we do it? Did we get the culprit? Why is the correct answer? I was not happy to guess this, damn it.
Oh, by the way, the vote wasn't unanimous.
It really is like
Did I-
Taka and Mondo, where one person
Yeah.
voted incorrect.
Yeah, Akane just couldn't vote for Ayame.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Miss Taira, no matter how much you want it, voting for yourself, do you want to commit suicide?
Who would believe what you're saying? I can't admit it. I won't admit. Yeah, you might be dead next chapter then if this is like really like the Taka and Mondo thing. You might be dead.
Yeah. It's a big deal. So be careful next time.
Because I said it before. Well, I'll say it after the trial when we get to our thoughts on it.
Anyway, whatever you say, there's only one truth. But I said it right. I don't lie when it comes to class trials.
Well, in the first game you did.
Yeah. Although he didn't really lie as much as he just showed misleading information.
Well, he did execute someone who didn't. He did attempt to execute someone who hadn't even killed anybody.
Yeah, true. Is this real? Is Atano really the killer? Of course she is! I guarantee this! You guys said the answer you came up with in the end! Right? Denying this is nothing more than trying to escape reality!
It's a lie, right? Ayame-chan? only the judge was talking. Only the judge was talking, everyone couldn't breathe. Because the result of the trial was so terrible.
Miss Taira played the role of accomplice. So the case was extremely extreme. But it was also because the incident happened late at night.
Why, ask why? Why did such a girl like you kill her?
You watch your mouth, Kobashikawa-kun. This can't be true. How is Ayame-chan the killer?
We want to believe that, but... Stop it, Akane.
Huh?
Any more than this, and it'll only make it worse. I can't hide it anymore.
What are you talking about, Ayame-chan? You can't hide it? Oh, if you say it like that, it makes you look like the culprit, you know?
I'm sorry.
You're sorry, why are you apologizing? Why? Why?
Tamori was killed. By me.
What? Yeah, well, you don't have to make another announcement. Because Monokuma already confirmed it.
Why did you... Did she have to kill even as far as breaking her own leg? That's right. If the answer we came up with is correct, doesn't that mean all we said, all our reasoning was correct?
We were asking to the end of the trial, to end the trial early so we could heal your leg as soon as possible.
That is ironic.
Yeah. If you're the killer, it doesn't make sense.
I don't believe it, I won't believe it. I can't believe this.
Was that also part of her plan? To make them
Rush to the end of the trial?
trial to try to make a hasty decision?
That might have been it. I mean, maybe that was part of it, yeah.
Yeah. Because she knew they would panic when they saw her injury.
Yeah. Maybe that was part of it.
Yeah. Yeah. In the end, you were also a murderer. It's surprising, but the word unexpected doesn't apply to criminals. Because even outside these walls, there are piles of criminals who are doing heinous things with dismal faces. Why did you... Oh, why did you do it?
Yeah.
Please answer us. Why did you do that?
Was I correct? Oh, maybe not.
That's obvious. It's because I want to get out of here.
Huh?
Isn't that obvious? Other than that, there's no reason to commit a murder. To get out of here, to seek my freedom. I wanted to return to my usual daily living. That's why everyone has no choice but to sympathize. It was just the choice of murder as means. OMG! What'd you just say? You finally got my plan. I thought it was perfect because I could use Taira Akane. No! Hatano!
What? In the end? In the end, you were just the same person as Higa?
Oh, they didn't translate her name again.
She was so shocked she became Korean.
Yeah.
This is what nature is after all. Nobody can judge just by looks. Now I must know. The evil face that committed this murder. Oh, you caught me.
Oh, That face, jeez. That's not what I expected to happen. This is Hatano's true nature? She just wanted to get out of here, and for that reason she killed Tamori? Really, that's all? Something just doesn't feel right. Yeah, that's what I was saying about this whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really think that's it. I think there's something else.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
As Kinjo said, I shouldn't judge by appearance. This might be what Hatano really looks like, but what is the deep pain in my head? I can't see you with my eyes open anymore. Sorry, I can't see you with my eyes open anymore. Let's just end it.
End it? You mean the execution?
You're that kind of person, Hatano. For what the hell do we do this? Damn it. On who do we trust for?
Monokuma, get it started.
Now, wait a second. Can we finish things like this? Can we really send Hatano like this?
But Maeda, look at her. You may be right, but whatever you say to her won't work. Execution. Unfortunate for me, it was a waste.
Hatano, is that really you? Are you saying you were pretending to be a human being?
Ah, yes, this is the real me. I thought you guys were stupid and couldn't figure it out. My tricks, but I guess you weren't so bad after all. What'd you say? Please stop, Hatano. If I look at Hatano's appearance any more than this, I'll go crazy.
Hatano, you really don't have regrets? Are you satisfied with your actions?
Of course, it's my execution. Come on. If you say regret, I couldn't get out of here. That's all I regret.
Oh, there we go. Thank you,
Lies.
Mikako. Thank you, Mikako.
Yeah. What? You wanting to get out of here? It's a lie. What? You think you know me, don't you? It's not a lie. I did murder because I wanted to get out of here. That's all. Yeah, that doesn't sound very convincing.
No, it doesn't.
If you wanted to leave this place, you wouldn't have cut your own leg.
Yeah, I guess not. I guess that the wire trap really does put suspicion on her in a
Mhm.
way. Because if she hadn't set the trap,
Because if she knew she was likely to get caught and die anyway, she wouldn't have injured herself so badly.
yeah. Because like if she hadn't set the trap, I don't know if we would have come to the conclusion it was her.
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean?
Hatano did murder. That's correct, but there must have also been another reason. You like acting as a villain, but your body is trembling, Hatano. Curses.
Yeah, what is her? I wish I could say that. I don't remember her last name. Oh, Kurokawa. Kurshu Mikako Kurokawa!
I would have gotten away with it too if it wasn't for your meddling exorcist.
Yeah, I was just thinking that too.
Then the Hatano you saw, she was just acting? You mean she's acting crazy on purpose? So then why'd she really kill? Yorikawa, I can't.
Hatano. After saying that, Hatano's appearance returned to normal. At that moment, I felt the pain disappearing from my mind, and in the sense of
Incongruity.
incongruity just before it was gone.
My hands really are dirty, and it might sound like an excuse, but please let me tell you. This is how I committed my murder. I was running down the second floor corridor at the time of the incident. As you guessed, at the time I saw Akane running somewhere.
Okay, so I was right from early on when I said someone obviously had seen Akane.
Yeah,
I just had the wrong person originally.
yeah.
Before I drew it to her, I did have the wrong person, but I had the idea right.
Yeah. I think as much as we knew, I think we were pretty close as far as like piecing together a lot of the details.
Yeah.
Because we did figure out before they revealed it that that the fire was used to break the glass.
Yeah.
That Akane was involved in the situation.
But not the culprit.
That Kazuna was planning something.
Yeah.
Before the incident happened.
Yeah.
I think the main thing we didn't know was obviously the secret message that Kazuna had,
Yeah.
and we didn't gather that Hatano would kill, or that she would be the killer and the person injured by the trap.
Or at least like that. Yeah.
Until later in the trial, at least.
Yeah.
Because I think I mentioned how could have been faked, but
Yeah. Let's keep going.
She was going in such a hurry. I tried to talk, but when I realized Akane's body was covered in blood, I went to the power room where Akane had come out with no doubt. I found something had happened inside the switchium. I took a flashlight in a hurry to check the condition inside, and Tamori was dying. Where'd she get the flashlight, though?
Yeah.
And there was a knife stuck in her stomach, as you've all said.
Then why'd you kill her there? You could have thought of a way to call the others, but let Tamori live.
Because that was not the case. It was not the case? According to the facts I've seen, when I discovered her, Tamori was almost dead.
So I guess she figured there was no way that she could be saved at all.
Yeah. And that she knew that Akane would get discovered if she let Tamori just die. I knew she wasn't dead because she was breathing hard, but that was it. She was already in the brink of death.
That was until she got killed by you.
I was worried, anxious, and scared. If Tamori dies, Akane becomes the killer. It was a scary thought. I wanted to throw that thought away.
What?
Yeah, I think, like we mentioned, it was... She killed to keep Akane safe.
That's what I kind of said earlier.
Yeah.
I guess we were onto that then. We were onto something with
Yeah.
that.
At the time, I didn't want to think about it, probably. That kind of good-natured Akane. Why would she stab Tamori? I learned that it was an accident, though, before the trial, but at the time I had no idea. In my head, I just went like this because I only thought about Akane becoming the black end of this case. I just couldn't leave her alone. I couldn't leave my friend alone while knowing everything. Throwing away everything for the sake of survival.
Wait a minute. The reason Hatano committed murder was Ayame-chan. Yeah, so that's what we thought.
Yeah.
Because of me, to release me from becoming the Blackened, I still think you're screwed in a way. Like, at least maybe not
Yeah.
death, but like, there's gonna be a lot of people who don't trust you for what you did, even if it wasn't
Yeah.
self-defense, and the fact you lied about
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Like, there's definitely gonna be a lot of stuff.
Well,
that
I
you're
could
gonna
see
have to
why
deal
she would lie about it when she did believe she was the blackened for like even most of the trial.
with. Yeah, I can understand that, but I mean, yeah, I understand that, but there's definitely gonna be a lot of stuff you're gonna have to
Yeah.
answer about.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe you're gonna die next chapter. I'm not sure.
I just couldn't stay put and watch Akane be executed for pretending I didn't see it. I wanted to call Inori to heal Tamori, but if Tamori's breathing goes out while I go to get Inori, then Akane would have been executed without fail due to my mistaken judgment. I couldn't allow that to happen.
The only reason Tamori died was because because of her own fault.
Yeah.
I'm not making that sense. Yeah, thank you.
You. Then from the beginning, you were thinking of dying instead of Tyra.
And that including the cut on her tendon.
All of that was to protect Tyra?
You can see the text.
What? What?
This is the truth. I couldn't just say I didn't know about my friend's crime. A sad tragedy born from friendship. For a while, no one could speak. Inside the courtroom, only Taira's wailing was the only voice ringing in our ears. Yeah, this really is like what happened when Taka was like crying after Mondo was like did his thing. Was that really the only reason? Oh, we're getting the Byakuya moment here where
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
it is commendable. It is a commendable act to lay down one's life for others. It's not possible without some courage. In that aspect, you deserve to be recognized. But if those were the only intentions to do that, it would not have been necessary to go to trial like this, right? Yeah, I guess if she just wanted to save Taira, she could have just told us what happened.
Yeah.
I guess it's the same premise as Gundam, where he and Nekomaru knew one of them was going to die for the sake of someone else, but they couldn't just give up their own life without fighting for their own life. I guess it's sort of the same premise.
Yeah.
Or even if you're doing it for the sake of someone, you can't just throw away your own life.
Yeah.
I guess that's the point. Even if you reveal the facts to everyone and accept the execution, your intentions do not change. But at the time of the trial, your appearance became as if you looked desperate.
Hey, Makaro, if you say anything more to Tano, I won't let it stand. Even if you're a woman.
Yeah, I think everyone just wants to like punch her in the face a lot of the time.
Yeah.
I'm not scared of you, idiot, and shut up. I'm talking with Ayame Hitano right now.
No, it's okay. Calm down, Kobe Kashikawa. Kobe Kashikawa. Sure, Mikaru. There was something else. Whatever else was there? I didn't tell you this, as it would sound like an excuse, as I said the first time. As Mikaru pointed out, doing this for Akane may have just been a pretext. I'll tell you everything. Can't be said there was no darkness in my heart. Somewhere in my mind, it was like, it's okay because it's for Akane. But there was also the desire to get out of this place. It must have existed in my mind at one point. It did? Oh, but even with your leg like this... This was a meaning of apology to you guys if I succeeded in escaping. And even if my leg is paralyzed, everything is already too late. What are you saying? Motive. The first motive that we got when...
Oh, so we're going back to the chapter 1?
When Maki was murdered. The outside world I saw there was a terrible world that couldn't even run properly.
Huh? How is that possible? So in the end, the initial motive was the driving force too.
Other than me, my coworkers and rivals, they can't even walk anymore.
So something really did happen out there.
Yeah. But if that's the case, what's the use of getting out of here if my leg is fine? What? How did that happen? Hatano, what happened? I thought that video was just a manipulation. And I thought Hatano would be the first to run nonstop and never be fooled. I know, but I wanted to check if it was real. Kinda like, Sayaka, I guess.
Yeah.
But until I saw it with my own eyes, I was nervous. And every day it drove me crazy. This wasn't recent. From the time Maki... I've been running around in my head. I had nightmares every night, and I was always confused when I was with her. All that can be said of me is the fact that something has gone blank. I wanted to see it with my own eyes.
No one objected to Hatano. The feeling Hatano felt was exactly the same as me. Because I still remember my family. When I was alone, I couldn't stay still because of anxiety. After all, every breath was about the motive, again and again. We were vigilant about that new motive called the secret note, but the motive that I was given the first time, no matter how many new motives came out, did not disappear. The intense image clearly stuck in our minds.
That's probably why he did it first, because he knew it was the biggest motivator.
Yeah. I understand the
Yeah, that
feat.
is pretty clever though, working in the first motive into the second trial.
Yeah. I don't think they've ever done that.
Yeah.
Huh. I understand.
They did. I do see why they did the nightmare sequence at the very beginning of the chapter though. That was a very subtle hint that maybe
Someone
he's not
else.
the only one having these nightmares.
Yeah.
Pretty clever.
I understand the feeling, but you were weird. I don't feel a strong will like Mitsuhiro Higa. The desire to go outside? Was it a conflict?
Conflict.
Will you lose us for the chance to leave outside? Would you accept death for your dear friend Taira? You were in conflict, weren't you, Hatano?
It wasn't as big as that, but by the time Aida pointed me out as the culprit, I had already given up on it and escaping. After everything was revealed. But the reason I got ugly and struggled until the end, it was because of Akane. I was relieved to learn that it was only an accident that Akane stabbed Tamori during the trial, because I knew Akane was the way I knew her. Even though, after I was driven as the culprit, Akane tried to deny my crime severely.
More severely than
Than
me.
me, the culprit, to prevent me from being executed. I am the one that betrayed you all and committed murder. I am a little happy inside. Like, I wanted Akane not to die. She has the same mind too. More than that, how disappointed Akane would be if I committed the crime. Not to mention Maeda and Kinjo couldn't be beaten. Haha.
Why are you smiling?
Oh, you're angry, Akane. I knew you would be disappointed, but I'm sorry.
Why? You did this because of someone like me? How can you laugh like that?
How can I laugh? Akane has some strange things.
Very strange, yeah.
Thanks to me, Akane is able to survive safely. Is there anything more simple than this?
The irony would be if she died despite all this
Uh-huh.
anyway.
Yeah. Hano. Oh, damn it. In the end, I'm just an idiot who, after weighing in between dreams and bonds, I've done things I shouldn't have done. Still, I'm satisfied. I could have saved at least Akane. I feel somewhat relieved. Although my dreams end here, you guys don't make the same mistake like me. Go after the best dreams you believe in. I chose to protect my friend rather than my dream. Now I'll say goodbye to this world. But at least I have no regrets.
Don't say goodbye or end it like that. If you make it sound so ominous, then that really happens.
It happens even if you don't say it.
Monokuma.
Well, I understand Hatano's situation, but it's taking too long. You're telling me.
Yeah.
Look, if this is a game,
Which it is.
you have to think about the person who plays it. Thank you.
That's a good joke.
They knew this was taking a while.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I like that joke. That's some good writing right there.
Shut up, Monokuma. I don't know what Miss Hatano thought and what circumstances caused the murder. The important thing is the result. In the end, the fact that you killed Miss Tamori doesn't change one bit. Murder means the order has been broken. For a blackened who has broken it, an appropriate punishment is necessary. Yes, I am to be punished. You take the sin and pay the penalty for it. Oh, confident attitude. I don't like that. It's different from Higakun.
He was freaking out, yeah.
Yeah. But for Miss Hatano, Miss Taira, it's whatever. In the end, the cause was that you wanted to go out, right?
Hey.
Why, Hatano-san, a little while ago, said it with her own mouth. She was conflicted because she wanted to go out.
Shut up. You were the one who created this whole situation itself. What are you saying?
What am I saying? Are you that stupid? If you forgot the outside world, this wouldn't have happened. You just need to live comfortably here. So if you want to get out, you have to go through a murder case. You should know this already. Stop sprouting your nonsense and go ahead, disgusting bear. Fine. I won't meddle with you guys anymore. It's also because midnight's already passed, so let's start. The heart racing punishment time! I have prepared a very special punishment for Ayame Hitano, the ultimate sprinter. Who is the blackened of this case? Everyone, remember to get along.
No, wait a minute, Ayame-chan, please wait. There's still so many things I haven't told you. Ayame-chan.
Let's go! All out!
Ayame-chan, because of me, because of a fool like me, I stabbed someone by accident. I didn't do any cleanup. I also just bothered you. I made a scene. Don't go. I'm going to die. All I need to do is die. Monokuma, wait! Wait! Yeah, she's pulling the Taka thing where she's trying to stop it.
It's punishment time! Kane, I want you to be alive. Live.
Wait! Wait! So do we get a... No, there were cutscenes in this, right?
Yep.
Okay. Not implemented yet, what? Punishment count will begin. Okay. So we got a actual race here. There's a bunch of Monokuma statues. What is this, like a robot? What the heck? What is happening here? She's chained to some kind of chair. Bunch of hurdles. Is that buzzsaws? Monokuma's just trucking along, springing over the ultimate sprinter, dismantling sports day, it says. He's jumping over the things. Here comes the little buzzsaw thing. It's just... Jeez.
It's like a wood chipper.
Yeah, wood chipper, yeah. Goal. She's just sitting there. Monokuma wins. Huh. Just chip something.
The finish line cut her in half.
Oh, yeah. Hmm. Oh, jeez. That's very unsettling, that buzzsaw at the end. Jeez, dude.
She got wood chippered.
Ouch.
Yahoo! This thrilling feeling of endorphins rising. It's fantastic, Prophet.
Ayame-chan. Ayame-chan. No! It's too much. Flesh, blood. Hitano.
Oh no, I don't think I can hold it anymore.
I still wonder what you were doing this whole time that you didn't tell us earlier. If you remember last time, Hitano was executed. So much cruelty, so mercilessly, I found myself closing my mouth to endure the vomit that had reached my throat. For her colleagues, for her best friend, Hitano willingly gave up her life. How many people can do that in this world? That was the kind of person she was. Goodbye, Hitano.
Evil, ugly, it's not a dream. How long do we have to continue this nightmare? What's up, you guys? It's a nightmare. If you guys forget the only outside world and live in harmony here. You're happy. You don't know what to do.
You mentioned this is the first trial, and the first trial as well. Forget the outside world. You keep emphasizing the words. What is the purpose? What's the reason you want from keeping us inside, excuse me?
If I tell you that, it's a major spoiler. But
Yeah.
it might transform into a wave of protest.
Shut up, you bastard. Why do you do this to us? Why? Tell us the reason.
Wouldn't be desperate to kill each other without knowing that. Unless that's something different. The cost of entering an execution of this school is nothing but ordinary. Absolutely impossible. What the hell are you? Where does this organization come from? A lot of things you are curious about. Huh. Good. Then would you like a special service? Everything that you see in this school, from the beginning, it was all here. All the executions.
Yeah, what?
I just modified it a tiny bit. I tried so hard to make you guys feel amazing despair. That's pretty evident.
Yeah.
Yet, you guys ignored my warnings. Truly sad.
You're so noisy. What despair? What is despair? Is it so fun to play with a person's life?
Huh? Do you think I'm just doing this simply to enjoy it?
I mean, what other purpose is there?
I mean, technically in the first game, that's all Junko was doing. To just enjoy the despair.
Yeah.
Well, it's true at some point. Although, I'm actually enjoying it. You guys don't know how important all of this is. No clue at all.
What are you talking about?
Nothing you need to know. If you're curious, do your own research to find out. After all, it's written in the school rules. Investigation is always free to do. Well, this is it. After enjoying a brilliant execution, I woke up because I'm feeling so worked up. But if I don't sleep, it's dangerous because I might sleep all day tomorrow.
Thanks, Monokuma.
I've never done that, of course.
No, I've never.
Of course. Everyone did a good job. It seems to be a good despair finale. So at this point, the class trial is over. Good night. And before we go further,
Yeah.
I will say I have class at 2.
Okay, we're almost done.
And looking at the next episode of the Let's Play, the chapter technically doesn't end for like another hour.
What?
Yeah.
We just get to the end of the
The
trial.
trial
We just
ends,
get to
but
we just get to like where we
they
leave
keep
the trial
talking
room.
for like another hour.
We just need to get to like where we leave the trial room, and then we can stop.
That looks like it might take a while as well.
What else is going on in this chapter?
Yeah.
What is going
So,
on?
Yeah, look at the Let's Play. It looks like they don't leave the chapter for like another 10 to 12 minutes.
Oh, the trial room.
The trial room, yeah.
Okay.
So, like 15 minutes of dialogue.
Okay. Do you want to wait? I mean,
Yeah, I need to get ready for class
okay.
and get lunch. I haven't eaten lunch yet. I still need to eat to get to class.
Yeah, I probably need to eat before I go to my thing.
We'll have to finish the rest of the discussion.
I should. Yeah. I should be available. I don't think I'm working tomorrow, but
Yeah. So yeah, just let me know.
I will. All right, everybody. Well,
I don't know why this chapter's going on for so long, but
Someone in the lectures says, fun fact, the entire trial is about 4.5 hours in length.
we're talking like
Wait.
V3 lengths here.
Yeah, very long.
Yeah.
Well, they did literally make a joke about how long it is. So
Yeah.
it's
I can only imagine
literal.
how long trials 3, 4, and 5 are gonna be.
Yeah. So.
All right, well,
All right.
everybody,
We'll have to pick it up
next time.
yeah.
Well, everybody, that's gonna
on
be
the
it for
next
this.
episode of Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah, everybody, we're picking this up next time. Next time, we're gonna finish up chapter 2, hopefully next time, and we will give our thoughts on the trial and the chapter as a whole then, because we would like to see the chapter to the end as we talk about our thoughts. So, thank you for joining us this morning, afternoon. Have a good day, and see you next time. Good night, everybody. Goodbye, everybody.